Good morning, 4th grade. Mr. Harris again with another video, following up on our previous lesson where we talked about Berry Delicious Parfaits. This is part 2 to that video. We're going to be covering an article today entitled Chatting with Junk Food Jesse. Remember, I said we're going to be discussing paired text. This is our follow-up to that previous video. So at the end, when we're talking about it, I'm going to give you guys a second to look at the article. I'll pause it on the screen for a bit. We can hit pause on your video and just look over that article again if you need a refresh. So let's jump into this article. Kids News Now, Books for Kids. February 25th, Chatting with Junk Food Jesse. As always, what we're going to do is preview our text. Chatting with Junk Food Jesse. You see here in the first paragraph, as we're skimming, that we have a full name, Jessica Sendero. You also see that this is an interview. We have other characters, Michael Lou, and we have facts, as we can see here at the end of the story. With all of these indicators, we can correctly assume that our genre for this text is going to be nonfiction. So let's jump into our story with our thinking jobs in mind, that we're going to be talking about a topic and we're looking for the author to teach us new things about that topic. Our topic for today is junk food Jesse. Kids used to tease her endlessly, but Jessie Sendero is no longer troubled by her harsh childhood nickname. Junk Food Jessie is now a famous author who just published her third book, Junk Food Jessie Bakes Lunch. In an interview with kid reporter Michael Lou, Jessica shares secrets from her past, some tips for eating right, and her favorite recipe. So we'll stop here, and at the end of our first paragraph we can write Jessie was teased for eating junk food. I can zoom in just a bit so you guys can get a better look at that. Michael: thank you for talking to me, Miss Sendero. Jessica: no problem, Michael. I love talking to kids about food. Michael: how did you start thinking about kids and food? Jessica: well, this is kind of embarrassing. When I was a kid, I had a lot of problems with kids making fun of me because of my weight. My parents were busy working, so I packed my own lunch. Usually, I would eat 2 candy bars, 3 or 4 cookies, a bag of chips, and a soda. That was my lunch almost every day. So here we can stop and jot that Jessica packed her own junk for lunch. Michael, I wish I could get away with that. Jessica, there were times when I felt super lucky to be eating whatever I wanted, but you can imagine that I was pretty big. When I was 10, I was so overweight and unhealthy that I couldn't even play a game of tag with my friends. That's when kids started calling me Junk Food Jesse. At the end of paragraph 7, we could write, Jessica became overweight because of her eating habits. Michael, I know that kids can be really mean sometimes. Jessica, yes, they can be brutal. When I went to college to be a nurse, I took a nutrition class and realized that the things I always ate were really bad for me. After learning how to eat right myself, I wanted to do something so other kids didn't have to go through what I experienced. At the end of this paragraph, we can write, Jessica studied nutrition to help other kids. Michael, how do you get kids to give up junk food though? We love candy, chips, and soda. Jessica, me too. That's why I think it's really important to learn about nutrition and eat right most of the time. Then you can have cookies on the weekend or ice cream for a treat sometimes and still be healthy. Michael, I like that idea, but isn't it hard to always be worried about eating healthy? Jessica, it doesn't have to be. That's why I wrote Junk Food Jesse Makes Lunch. I wanted kids to see how easy and yummy it can be to eat healthy food. The main thing I tell kids in my book is that they need to ask for tasty fruits and vegetables. You want to shock your parents? Ask them to buy you some carrot sticks, a box of grape tomatoes, and a couple of kiwis. So here we can write that Jessica wrote her book to show kids eating healthy is easy. Michael, my parents wouldn't know what to think about that. What else can kid readers find in your book? Jessica, they'll find advice for getting healthy food into their homes, tips for packing a healthy school lunch, and information about why it's important to eat right. Oh, plus, there are lots of easy and delicious recipes that kids can make that will totally impress their friends and families. So here we can write her books include all about healthy food / eating. Michael, what's your favorite recipe from the book? Jessica, well, that's a hard one because I love them all. I guess my very favorite is the Berry Delicious Parfait. Hey, we read about that yesterday. As Donkey says in Shrek, parfait's gotta be the most delicious thing on the whole planet. So here I wrote that Jessica loves Berry Delicious Parfaits. Michael, I love Donkey. He cracks me up. Thanks for letting me interview you today, Miss Sendero. Jessica, my pleasure, Michael. And underneath we have Junk Food Jesse's ideas for a perfect lunchbox. A. Small baggie of plain tortilla chips and a container of your favorite salsa. A Granny Smith apple cut into wedges and dipped into peanut butter mixed with raisins. Whole wheat crackers topped with slices of turkey, cheese, and cherry tomatoes. Fruit salad made with apples, bananas, and grapes. Orange slices for making funny faces. Baby carrots and hummus. Good old-fashioned PB&J, but on whole wheat bread. So now we're gonna take a chance. We're gonna take the time to answer 2 questions from this article, and then go back and answer. Let's try for 3 questions from the combined articles. Question number 1. According to Jessica Sendero, how can kids shock their parents? A. By packing chips, candy, and soda in their lunch. That would be a funny way to shock them, but they probably wouldn't be too happy. B. By becoming nurses. C. By asking for healthy snacks. D. By making parfaits. If we go back to paragraph 13, she actually answers this question herself. She says, you want to shock your parents? Ask them to buy you some carrot sticks, a box of grape tomatoes, and a couple of kiwis. So if we scan our answers, carrot sticks, a box of grape tomatoes, and a couple of kiwis falls under healthy snacks. So we can circle answer choice C. The answer to that question isn't covered by becoming a nurse. It's not really answered by packing chips, candy, and soda in their lunch. Parents kind of probably expect kids to do stuff like that, because kids don't typically like eating vegetables and fruit. And making parfaits is something we don't learn about unless we're talking about the previous article. Question number 2. When did Jessica Sendero publish Junk Food Jessie Makes Lunch? F. February 25th. G. Recently. H. When she was a kid. J. When other kids started calling her Junk Food Jessie. If we go back up to paragraph 1, in our second sentence it said, Junk Food Jessie is now a famous author who just published her 3rd book, Junk Food Jessie Makes Lunch. There was no exact date given, so we can eliminate February 25th. Recently fits into our theme of just published. When she was a kid, she's not a kid anymore. We can eliminate that answer choice. When other kids started calling her Junk Food Jessie, that happened when she was a kid, so we can eliminate that answer choice too. So we can circle G, recently. Now, I'm going to put up on the screen our article from before. And you can pause the video to refresh your memory about our Berry Delicious Parfait article. Alright, now we're going to move on to answering a few questions from our paired text section. So question number 7. The author of the two selections probably intend for the reader A. to learn how to make a healthy dessert, B. to enjoy an interview with a famous author, C. to enjoy learning about healthy eating habits, D. to find interesting new facts about some popular food. So, answer choice A only deals with berry, and I'm going to abbreviate it. Answer choice A only deals with Berry Delicious Parfaits. Chatting with Junk Food Jesse covers all of our details, and I'm abbreviating that too. And answer choice B. Neither of those two answers responds to both articles. C. to enjoy learning about healthy eating habits. That's true of both articles. To find interesting new facts about some popular food. While that may be true, that was probably not the author's sole intention. We have our Berry Delicious Parfait again for you guys to look at. And then we have the article we just finished, Chatting with Junk Food Jesse. Neither of those really talk about just facts about food. Well, we could say that BDP did a little bit with our trivia section. So we can circle answer choice C. Number 8. Both selections include, remember, both of our answer has to include both details from both of our stories. Both selections include F, a detailed recipe. Not true. That's just Berry Delicious Parfaits. G, advice on how to buy and prepare nutritious food. You put a question mark next to that for now. H, a short biography of a famous author. Nope, that's Chatting with Junk Food Jesse. J, information about the health benefits of berries. That's just Berry Delicious Parfaits. Answer choice D is addressed in both articles by giving us advice on how to buy and prepare nutritious foods. We talk about buying the ingredients for the parfaits and BDP, and Chatting with Junk Food Jesse gives us details on her book, which helps us do that as well. Our last question. One similarity between the two selections is that both A include a separate information box with tips from Jesse Sendero about selecting healthy food. If we check our articles, we have a health box here. And we have our health box here. We haven't been through all our answer choices yet, so we'll put a question mark next to that for now. We can write both next to it too. Try to entertain the reader with a funny food story. That's just Chatting with Junk Food Jesse. So we can eliminate that. Feature a healthy recipe for kids to try with their parents. That's just Berry Delicious Parfaits. So we can eliminate that one. Encourage children to buy Jesse Sendero's new book, Junk Food Jesse Makes Lunch. And that's just Chatting with Junk Food Jesse. So our answer choice is A. Alright, so here's where we'll stop for today. I'll be uploading a assignment for you all in study island, and our attendance question for today, which is what you'll respond to going on from now on to your homeroom teacher and classroom dojo as a way of us taking attendance. What is your favorite movie and why? So scholars, make sure you answer that question to your classroom teacher so that they know that you watched the videos. What is your favorite movie and why? Have a great day. Have a great weekend.